as the pumpkins are coming off the vine outside, I am restocking my freezer. I like to call this fast food pumpkin gnocchi. It's so easy to make. All I've done is popped a few ingredients in the blender in my so I've got pumpkin, a little bit of parmesan, what else have I got in there? I can't even remember, and I think just some flour. It's pretty easy to make. Look, this is a bit sticky too, so I'm just rolling it up with a good amount of flour. I have always had quite a good response with this recipe. I had failed quite a lot of other recipes, and this one seems to work for me, so I'm definitely stuck with this recipe. Oh, there we go. And yeah, just the mixture is sticky. What I will do is cut it up, just stick it straight in the bench space. Stick it on a plate, straight in the oven, sorry, not the oven, straight in the freezer, and then it'll be good to go when I want it. I don't do anything fancy, anything simple, anything fancy or hard, just since they've got edges, they've also, and I'm going to put multiple ones on a plate. I might also just wrap the ends in a little bit of flour, and that'll also help keep them separated once I pop them in the freezer. And then when I need them, you can just cook them straight from frozen. All I do is a bit of sage from the garden and some butter, and away you go. Dinner's ready in about, 15-10 minutes. It's quicker than going through the takeaway food drive-through. Yes, I'm just literally it's my hand. We'll pop them in the freezer just like that, and then once they have frozen, I will pop them into a Ziploc bag or something like that. If you perhaps have a option other than a Ziploc bag, sometimes I put them into containers, but if someone has a good option for freezing stuff that doesn't use too much plastic, sometimes it's hard to reuse Ziploc containers when they've gotten wet, and I'd love to hear your alternatives. Actually, I have before just put them in a glass jar, and that is actually a good alternative. I do try and use as little, it is quite sticky, but just a decent amount of flour on the bench will have you be able to roll them out. And when they cook, the flour will just come off. I'm not adding the flour to the recipe. Although this recipe may have been able to do with a little bit more flour, I had a little bit more pumpkin than the flour than the recipe called for, so I just sort of guessed the amount of flour that would go in the recipe. And that's really about it. It'll make a few dinners, so you will there's only the two of us, so you will make a few dinners and it will be awesome, like quick fast food